old man.
Okay, they haven't started.
Okay, but we can see the awakenings, and that's Siege Machine perfect form. We were talking last series about how Siege Machine is a yawn resident sleeper start. Perfect form is not. That's probably the best awakening in the game, and it really changes when everyone has it. You guys remember when they said, guys, we made a new patch where every time you strike the ball, you get 2 seconds off your cooldowns? That's perfect form. We're back, and on AtLab too. Oh, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
It's a little bit of a scary situation when this perfect form in the start. We'll have to see what happens in this game versus Retroflow and Quest. Yo, they're not starting. We may be a little bit behind, but all good.
Maybe a little bit behind. I mean, oh, Grandpa locked in the Rasmus ban.
Okay, well,
Don't let Megaverse get that.
yeah, definitely target towards the goalie position, not the usual goalie ban you would see, but against a team like this, Megaverse loves that pick, picked it a million times at From the Ashes, the previous LAN. And Quest Esports, I wonder what they're going to go for. Vega, of course, is on this roster. Going to be an interesting one. It's definitely a different core overflow and different quest from when they used to fight near the end of beta, but not really even, because even then, I think LeoLeon was already on core overflow. So these two teams haven't really crossed paths. Well, they have, but like in many different versions over the years.
No, definitely not. I'm looking at this Amy ban. I think that's targeted towards Streak. Not letting that go through, which I think is really interesting. I think Amy goalies pretty recently has been not very well enjoyed, kind of hard to defend, or rather easy to just mow through unless you are, you already lose the guy that picks Amy every time it's up. So I think that's really interesting. But also, Streak has picked it quite a few times before. It's pretty good. Locking in the core Retroflow Zentaro for LeoLeon. Quest, locking in a Kai. Could be Megaverse, could be Hamster Quest. Good flexible pick. Interested to see what their second pick's going to be, though.
Yeah, I really like the IME ban. Of course, Streak is a bit of a historical IME player. Picked it in Twitch Rivals and beta. That's
Oh,
a blast from the past.
Yeah, whoa.
That guy was on West servers throughout the entirety of Twitch Rivals, by the way. A Canadian on West servers picking IME goalie in beta when it wasn't even good back then.
That's an insane string of words you just said. What a different time. How far we've come. Big X pick into Estelle now. I have to wonder, that's probably now goalie coming out from core Retroflow. Maybe actually
Probably a Stell
probably
goalie?
Estelle
Yeah.
goalie. But it's hard to tell. We've been seeing a lot of interesting picks on stream recently. Quote from man who watched the last game and not many of the other ones. I wonder if Quest is just going to lock in Era, round out this comp. Yep. Hey, good work, team.
They've done it.
They've done it
again.
Yep.
We'll have to see how it plays out because with that Kai goalie, a lot of agency to get around the map on Atlas Lab, push up those lanes when the black hole's still kicking. And on the other side, this now Zentaro's gonna have to do a lot of work. I think we saw now Zentaro X era a lot in North American Strikers League, North American Strikers Academy, and a lot of the time it came down to the X era just being easier.
Yep.
Like that's a very real factor. If it's easier, then you could be more consistent. It's that sort of thing.
Yep. There's something to be said about perfect form Zentaro, though.
Yeah.
Hey, character's a lot easier when you just have infinite moves. Same thing goes for now, I think. Perfect Form's been out of the game for a while, coming back. I don't know how much people have experimented with now, but on paper, she has a ton of abilities with short cooldowns. It seems pretty easy to just, farm your CDs with her. Sounds really good. But of course, X also with Perfect Form and Kai, both characters I think are really strong with it, especially if that's Megaverse Kai on the eject button, which it should be. And that's what he usually runs. Run up, use your speed, and then farm like Barrage cooldown, Giga Blast cooldown back, get your Blazing Pace cooldown while you're up there, just hitting the ball a ton. It's super useful. And then obviously X, me when I press ult and I'm hitting you and the core and getting 15% back on both of those. Pretty cool. I think this really is going to come down to which team plays around perfect form better, which is such a scary thought. I mean, I'm delighted. I love watching a perfect form game. Players are probably seething. This is welcome to the most competitive start we can muster. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like, from over there when I was doing all the stream stuff, I didn't realize how close you have to be to fit in the frame.
Yeah, and
You have to be, like, actually close.
yeah, scoot on in.
Whoa.
Oh, we've got this guy's just been sitting here the whole time, and he's been obscured by the ban phase.
Obscura.
No,
Banish. Wait,
no,
wait.
don't banish him. Oh,
Banish.
he can't move.
Yep. Trapped in Obscura.
Pass to last.
Oh, and it's over.
Oh, thank God. And he's back.
Well, just waiting on the settings to be locked in. Both teams seem to be ready. I look over at my laptop in the distance and I see the rectangle at the top.
Oh, yeah. We're
Oh,
starting
yeah.
soon.
And we are getting into Atlas Lab Core Retroflow Quest Esports. This is going to be an interesting one.
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, just two teams that have players that have been playing since the dawn of time and have a lot of history. It's really exciting. And then we've got Perfect Form Zentaro versus Perfect Form Era X. Like, that's just, I think, an interesting matchup. And again, like you said, it kind of comes down to the comps, and while now Zentaro sounds stronger on paper, Era X is just easier to play. And that yields more Megaverse. So running momentum boots.
Oh.
That's really interesting.
And not just that, you were right on the initial assumption. It was Streak, now goalie. Definitely an interesting pick with the Siege Machine for additional range and creation duration. As someone who has trolled a bit on now goalie in the past, like, that creation duration does a lot of work. As, forget about all of that, it's LeoLeon who escorts the core in along with Streak. And that's the first goal.
Yeah, wow. And definitely, Siege Machine, it sounds really good on now, especially because you drop a primary, especially on goalie. You could just throw those out and cover space. And if they last longer, go farther, you just have so much more agency with it. I didn't see what gear Streak locked in, but looks like momentum boost. Yep. I would have liked to see the strike shot to just go even further on that projectile length. That's the word. Would be really cool. But also Siege Machine's probably just enough.
Yeah, pretty much. As wow, Vega transformed into Name-Off Vega. That guy was Name-Off earlier, right?
Into dust.
Yeah, transformed into dust, but oh, that must have been one of the little oddities of playing at a LAN. The previous player must have been a Name-Off, because Vega was Name-On before.
Yeah, weird. Why would anyone be Name-Off? I don't know. It happens. Oopsies, but yeah, we're really locked into a stalemate here. A lot of damage coming on to Vega here, though, which might be the core Retroflow's opportunity. Take that guy out. Power play, get the barrier. Until then, though, we're just kind of chilling. Both goalies really holding it down. Vega almost unstaggering, actually, which is really huge. Getting targeted once again, and we're back. And welcome to Perfect Form. Wait, not yet. Vega's still hanging on, and Elo Heaven now looking really low.
Oh, but Vega dashed near the wall, and that might be the death sentence as Streak is the one to stagger the X, and Elo Heaven with the Crystal Thorns will take him out as the barriers open up. And this core Retroflow team, even though they might be old, they might be retired, they're still looking like they have the mechanics necessary to win this game. But Megaverse, that guy used to be retired. That guy's winning the Strike Wars.
Yeah, that guy's back. Has to place the game buff. Looking really strong.
Ooh.
Oh, save Zentaro. No. Where'd he go?
Where did he go? Dashing it off the wall as the hit stun comes through. Elo Heaven, though, doing a great job on the defense along with Streak, and LeoLeon's back now. Vega's trying to dribble, but it just slips away from his hands, and that means it's another offensive opportunity. But once again, it gets away, but Streak with the timing to get past Vega over and over. And that midfield difference is kind of making a lot of difference in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Here, looking like Quest Esports chance, but not at all, because Streak just clears it out. Hamster Quest really low. Elo Heaven really low. Core Flip is burned right there, unable to get anything. And that's Hamster Quest down. This looks like Core Retroflow's point, but LeoLeon incredibly low, all of a sudden staggered. And Vega's on it, but unfortunately, Streak scoring both goals, I believe.
Yeah.
This game puts it in. Has a core flip too. Core Retroflow is looking really strong. Living up to the 6th seed here in this match. 2-0.
Looking to advance. Wow, that's the Waterloo Goose Wranglers.
Whoa.
Oh, and a double barrier too. Oh, that's it. LeoLeon gets in there with the Oni's Blade, and that's already the goal being taken, the set being taken, and Core Retroflow with the first draft in this critical winners qualifier game. So we'll see if they can convert here. Streak, no Monumentalist, but a lot of other juicy options, a lot of speed available. And of course, Intaro later on the draft has the entire world to work with.
Yeah, quite literally. Primetime being picked up. Good deny from Megaverse. Heavy Impact is on the board. That's just Intaro Awakening getting denied. Reptile Remedy being picked up. Peak Performance Hubbard. Stacks being taken by Hamster Quest. That's speed on both midfielders, so Stacks obviously a little bit stronger. Stagger Awakening, though, going to Core Retroflow, it makes their damage look way stronger because they can survive anything that the Era X puts out, and then they have Perfect Form Zentaro still. So looking really strong out here, and it seems like they're just kind of, I don't want to say it too soon, but gonna run away with this game. Things are looking rough for Quest Esports.
Yeah, Quest is losing the damage race, losing the core control race at the moment. Really speaks to how good Core Retroflow's mechanics are at the moment, and they are just going on a tear. But Big on the other side, managing to get a barrier, managing to start something as Elo Heaven unable to find a strike afterwards. Megaverse with a good save. Quest not going down without a fight here. The double, wow, we're talking about banishes. We're goofing around, but the double shrink is very good. Vega stays alive. I don't know for how much longer, but staying alive is just good. Another chance, but Streak is just so good on that defense.
Yeah, Streak is absolutely holding it down on Now of all characters, which has been explored in the goalie position quite a bit, but I would never think has like the same kind of defensive potential that other goalies do, or the same like impact. But here, just Streak is everywhere at once, throwing down mines, and Elo Heaven almost puts it in. LeoLeon picking it up after the core flip, able to get it in the end. Wow.
Bit of an awkward situation there. The piercing shot missed, but all good. Your teammate's there, and it ended up being a little bit of a fake out.
Yeah, W coverage. Good job, team.
Megaverse though with the dribbles all the way to the bottom side. What a beautiful clear into a barrier take. Quest needs a lot more of those to bring themselves back, but Vega's in the perfect position to cut off a lot of Streak clears. One of the weaknesses of Now goalie. You don't have too many clear options. You can't really force it through at range. You can do it up close with the instant primary, but at range you need that secondary or else you're doomed. As Megaverse unfortunately losing a barrier there. As for Retroflow, they might have no barriers, but we've seen them win these before, and a KO onto Megaverse will be enough to swing the game all the way back, the point all the way back, and they're up 2-0 when it kind of felt like it should have been Quest's opportunity.
Yeah, that was such a good point for Quest early on. They got both barriers really quickly. Megaverse was playing really well. Really like to see that he was able to get it out of a really tough corner spot and just keep both barriers. But once the first one went down, and then obviously, he died, things got a little rough. But it's looking hard to identify how Quest Esports can win this game. I guess it's Era X, and you can just rely on that to really show up in the next coming set. But until then, things are just like, it's just rough. Playing a scaling comp, like, you get better the later on you go, but that also implies that, like, you lose early. And keeping the mental up, losing early is hard. It doesn't feel good. Losing sucks, turns out. So if they're able to, hold tight, which I think they're doing really well, still fighting on this set really nicely, I think they do have a good shot if that Era X, something shows up that scales.
Yeah, definitely. But right now, it is the LeoLeon Elo Heaven show, passing back and forth. Streak baiting Vega into that strike there, really well dribbled. And Vega had no cooldowns in that moment, it feels like. And once again, LeoLeon, an awkward situation, but Streak has the flip to get it out of there. But the core drifts once again to Vega. A good primary. Elo Heaven on the defense. For Retroflow, working together to make sure Vega has no good opportunities, right? We've seen Vega score a lot of goals, but that's all with setup, and Core Retroflow is not letting that setup happen. But finally, no, not even. Streak gets there in time and just redirects it to the side as well. Gets it out of there with the now goalie, the primary strike reset, doing a lot of work here. But Vega still approaching, so almost has flip, and Streak can't quite reach the core. A bit of a tragic way to end the point, but Quest will be very happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting on the board. And I think something that we're seeing here is kind of a flaw of the Era X comp, is that it's, like, X, the character, doesn't really score that well on his own. Like, you really need ult or something like that to show up and force it through. Otherwise, his stuffing potential is like, you have dash. Like, good luck hitting that dash. It's tough. And so it becomes a lot harder. You need a lot of help, passing plays, coverage, etc. to get it to happen. And especially with how Core Retroflow have been playing, where they've just been kind of bullying him. Able to get it there, little, on some X lore, but it's still going to be tough to put it in the open net. And this guy's just getting ping-ponged. Oh my god.
Finally taken out, and now Megaverse, the hamster Quest, is looking for a very long stalling passing play here. And the dribbles are good. It goes to the other side of the world, and Quest Esports has successfully stalled the respawn perfectly with the NATO as well. They emerge unscathed here, and now Streak's in a bit of trouble. Elo Heaven's taken down by Vega off the side. And that's a huge swing in the favor of Quest. But look at that, it's Streak with a core flip. That's the KO found. That's the power play negated, and Vega's next on the chopping block.
Yeah, absolutely. The KOs are coming out in full force now. Classic AtLab, and it's 2v3 right now. Hamster Quest is back. Megaverse holding it down still. LeoLeon has his passive, might be able to do something with it. Nope. Nice passive. And, oh, goes for a board flick. Elo Heaven tries to put it in with the Crystal Thorns, but still, just Megaverse is holding the keep. Oh, able to stop the piercing shot. Oh, but the blink.
Yeah,
unfortunately putting it in.
The follow-up from Elo Heaven, too good, but that Streak lifeline into flip KO on the top side, that just swung the entire point. Cinema.
Oh, congratulations, Centauro. You've been awarded 1-2 punch or adrenaline rush. Gonna take rapid fire, also good. Rapid fire perfect form is disturbing.
Yeah, Monumental is denied here most likely, which will be very, very tough. As now you're still happy with team player, especially with how the Core Retroflow team is playing. They're team playering quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be easier to get through Megaverse if you have that core speed with passing around. Probably will help a lot in the midfield. I think this team has a lot of synergy, you know, and a lot of comfort passing to each other. So able to get the ball around, can take riskier passes that are harder to cover because the ball's going so fast. Vega picking up 1-2 punch actually might be huge. He's at half health right now, same with Hamster Quest, so I don't know, maybe not, but definitely an opportunity. That's, you know, a perfect form 1-2 punch. Probably don't need to explain too well, but that is a great way to plan on winning the game. Being said, Hamster Quest taken down, Megaverse just stalling the core, so waiting for an opportunity, and able to get it out, but now getting 2v1 here, and Elo Heaven is just going to put it in again.
Yeah, Elo Heaven's been on point. One of the more retired players in this game of retired players, yeah?
Probably the most retired player, actually.
So, good to see that they still have that game sense because they are playing in good positions, but unfortunately, also dying a little bit. Vega's been finding a lot of these KOs, and that's a lot of credit to Vega for looking for those opportunities, but Elo Heaven's also looking kind of vulnerable in that aspect as one berry taken on the other side. Streak and LeoLeon building up flips means that the no-berry situation might not be as dire as it appears. As a critical strike war win from Elo Heaven. The mechanics come into play here as Megaverse is looking for a flip, perfectly timed to get out of the Crystal Thorns, but 2 flips burned to knock away Vega. Megaverse trying to play this midfield. Hamster Quest flexing to goalie, a position that he has played many times before. A good back pass from LeoLeon accelerates the core forwards for Elo Heaven, and once again, it is attempted, but not quite this time. As Quest Esports, they're holding on, but just holding on isn't enough. They need a good shot.
Yeah, absolutely. But staying in the game here still. Megaverse playing out of his mind, honestly. Especially, like, Elo Heaven tried to quangle him. Popped the core flip. Saved it. Popped the evade right there. Looking so good, but unfortunately, there's only so much you can do against Estelle and Centauro in the corner. And that's going to take us to match point. Quest Esports is going to really need to dig deep. We've seen it out of Megaverse beautifully. But the whole team needs to come together and make something happen soon, or else the game is just going to end.
Another KO onto Elo Heaven. might be the most frequently randomly KO'd player, but also a candidate for the most valuable player in this game. With how much he has done, and Quest Esports are really capitalizing on the lack of Elo Heaven here, as they do take both barriers. But with Vega going down, it's time for Elo and Leo to get in there. A good Giga Blast will send it away, but Streak is just building up so much meter here. Megaverse rushing forward, but again, it's just another calm defensive play from Core Retroflow as he just passed the core around everyone.
Yeah, Megaverse is walking up, trying to get in there, doesn't have any energy. But both barriers still up for Quest. No barriers for Core Retroflow. Really nice. Vega using the X Maximus there. It's going to be a big hit to their scoring potential. And Streak still has that core flip, which is going to be so hard to deal with. But, oh, a great stun coming out from Vega. Not going to let Streak do anything, and that's going to put it in. This could be the start of the greatest comeback known to man in the retirement home.
I'll say it. Please don't make a reverse sweep. We need the scheduling bonus, like we need to get back on time.
We gotta go. I mean, LeoLeon is
Let's go, Core
Retroflow.
Let's go.
Knocking that guy out immediately. Hamster Quest looking to be next. Oh my god. Just a lot of damage.
And that's the power of the now, right? With the creation duration. Megaverse had nowhere to clear but down. That meant that possession was kept by Core Retroflow over and over again. But you'll have to be careful. You're near the wall. Okay, survives this time and will get away. But that's one barrier taken on the other side. Quest Esports trying to make this reverse sweep a reality here. Not sure if it will be possible, but we'll try nonetheless as the bull rush comes in. A flip neutralizes it, but it goes directly to Vega, who is continuing to strike it forwards, and eventually it will go in the goal if left unchecked. But Elo Heaven, LeoLeon, Sony's blade to trap the core for a moment, but it's not quite enough here as Elo Heaven is still looking, but Vega once again threatening.
Vega almost able to put it in the corner. Megaverse looking really low, both barriers down. And Vega takes a shot, almost gets it.
Yeah, and Elo Heaven, though, looking to end the game here, has a potential pass up, stays alive crucially. We've seen Elo Heaven die in those situations before, but staying alive with the dribbles, looking for the piercing shot, and Megaverse just gets faked out completely. Oh no, that's Core Retroflow moving on to top 16 winner side.
Yeah, wow. Hey, pretty... A hard game for Quest Esports. I think Core Retroflow did just, have a better comp and executed on it well. Era X is a lot easier to pull off, but I don't know, Core Retroflow just had like the coordination to get it done. And they had a damage comp on perfect form start. They had the Zentaro and they had Estelle, which is just like the best character in the game. Hard to argue that it wasn't just really, really hard for Quest Esports. Almost brought it back. Oh, we're able to get some nice points, but again, it's tough. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, and this Core Retroflow team, I'll say it, I was a bit of a doubter.
Hey, me too.
These guys are kind of washed, but seeing them play like this, maybe they do deserve seed 6.
Yeah.
Maybe higher.
Maybe even higher. Maybe they'll pull up. Oh.
Well, they didn't see that.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, maybe they'll pull up. Could be hitting. If Core Retroflow gets top 3, like that would be awesome. And just because it's in my head, back when Core Overflow was hanging out, it was always like Demons Raw, Sad Boys in contention for top 2, and then Core Overflow right behind. And I think, shades of the past, they come back, and then start performing as if they've never left. Would be really cool to see.
Yeah, okay.